aspect of gravel riding that I find most appealing or rewarding? Well, riding is just getting lost, going on adventures, like mapping something out, and when you find a really cool route where you haven't seen a single person, you haven't seen a single car, like that's, for me, that's cycling, that's freedom, that's what we live for, like when we ride our bikes. So when the opportunity came to race gravel from the team, I was like, yeah, I like the idea. And I think it's just all those elements. It's like you're on the roads that are a bit more quiet, usually less ridden. You can go further, explore deeper into like places you'd never go. And yeah, and the racing's hard. It's like very different to road racing. Like in road racing, I'm thinking about the team first. In gravel, I'm thinking about just myself and how am I going to win the race.
G-Town, as we used to call it, of the OG Girona people at Ciota Gravel. Whereas from gravel, you always have to mentally prepare for like just a brutal start. Like there's no just easing into it.
I'd say at the very start, I was definitely more a roadie throwing in some gravel, but in the last couple of seasons, I've definitely had probably 50-50 in terms of a race program. And you know, when I'm at gravel, then my head is I'm a gravel racer. I'm not just a roadie turning up to a gravel race. And you know, I'm doing all the little pieces and yeah, like I get the gravel vibe and what it takes. And sometimes my skills become a bit roadie, like I'd say skills is still like always on my strengths, but sometimes I go through a loose corner and I'm like, oh, being like a roadie thinking, I'm going to lose the traction. So first. Gravel racing has definitely been some of the hardest days on the bike, just simply because it's like there's no free speed, let's say. Like on road, you know, you can have like a spring classic, but you have recovery when you're in like between the sectors where you can freewheel, you can get the speed from the bunch and you know, you can actually recover. In gravel racing, it's like you start hard, especially when I first started gravel racing because it's mass participation, you race with the men, and the women's race was always last one standing, so you had to go above and beyond your limit from the very start and then just keep going until you eventually die or hopefully make it to the finish. Like, it's both mentally and physically tiring, like, because yes, you're pushing the power all the time, but also you're concentrated on the technical aspects. Like a downhill isn't just recover and relax, it's like you're laser focused to make sure you're not hitting a rock and getting a puncture or finding the best line, or if you're with a group, trying to see the best line around the person in front of you. Racing, it's that chasing the wins, like knowing that, again, you've had like the perfect race, you've nailed it, like you're on it with the handling, you're able to do sustained effort, like playing with the tactics. Because for me, I'm fortunate that with the road background, I have a good knowledge of race tactics, which is becoming more important in the women's gravel scene.
I was like, not good.
It was far away. It was almost more than 2 minutes away. You want to drink something? Or before it goes?
So being able to play with those cards, and then for it to come out and be able to be on the top step of the podium, like for me it's satisfying because yeah, on the road it's been a long time since I've been on the podium, so it's like getting that fire in the belly to be like, yeah, that's the feeling it is when, you know, you finally can achieve the goals that you tick off of, yeah, being the best in the race. I haven't seen my daughter, I'm not a daughter person, but I think it would be quite solid. I buried myself, like I went super deep because I had a good group and I knew if I lost them, like it was game over, and yeah, I was giving it everything. Yeah, you know, obviously it's always a confidence boost to know the form's there, and yeah, let's see. For any women trying out gravel, I would say get involved for sure. find a nice event, an approachable event, one that really kind of gives women the platform, I think, because yeah, racing can be daunting, even gravel riding can be daunting. But there's plenty of events out there that are, you know, really saying we want more women on the start line, we want pros and amateurs all together, and, you know, care about the small details as well. Have a sense of adventure, and most of all, just enjoy. Like, enjoy and find a friend to do it with, because with a friend it's always better. But yeah, I'd say gravel is way more approachable than road cycling in ways, and I think, yeah, if you turn up an event, you can choose to challenge yourself or just choose to really enjoy it in a somewhat safe environment. But yeah, you're seeing year by year, it's like more races, more elite fields, more women racing, and every year a higher level that like I'm competing against.